So who should be involved in a scenario planning process?
Well, scenario planning process, you should look very broadly at and be very inclusive in terms of the people that are involved. So there's the stakeholders. If we're thinking about the education world, it might be the administrators who are kicking off a project, but they have to involve faculty. They have to involve all levels of staff, including services that are delivered throughout the system, but also partners, people, software vendors and textbook suppliers and publishers and all those kinds of people would be ideally be involved in that, as well as students and perhaps even parents, funding organizations, philanthropy, government organizations that are giving grants. Anybody that you have that has a perspective on something that you're trying to include in what you're solving for. So again, if we're looking at education in 2030, you want to have, or learning in 2030, you want to have as many people as you can have involved in that are going to bring their perspective, because in scenario planning, unlike traditional planning where there is a particular expertise that the person brings to doing a task on a day-to-day basis, scenario planning is really about lots of people bringing in their sensibilities and their perspectives and using their imaginations to help craft where these futures are going to go and imagine what they could mean to an organization. And if you have too narrow a group, you're going to end up with a lot of very strict biases that are around this is what the administration thinks and this is where they're going to go, and you end up finding that the projects aren't necessarily successful because they're very narrow in scope. And so the broader that you have participation in creating and looking at the implications and the actions that come out of that, the more successful the project's going to be and the more inclusive the ideas are going to be that end up coming out of the process.